now that you understand the different chains, you understand what we are looking for when we're looking at the market, I would like to now go through the process that will now kind of put this all into perspective, right? And that's the trend line. And so now when you are looking at both sequences, you're looking at price make those higher highs, you're looking at price make those higher lows. When you're looking at both of those sequences, right? You are essentially drawing, right? Because I like to mark up my chart so that I can see this. Even though you can see it, it's really good to mark up your chart so that you can kind of have those quick reference points so that you're not like also trying to go trace the last low. Like it's just good to put as much on your screen that will be helpful as possible. So a trend line is where I draw the connecting swim points in the sequence, and I'm connecting the highs, the lows, and an uptrend, or I'm connecting the lower highs and a downtrend. Here's why this matters. Beyond just looking, you know, at your chart just to visually catch it, it's important to have a visual read on the pace of what's happening as well. And as long as price is respecting that line and it's bouncing off of it and it's holding it, then you can immediately know, okay, this trend is still intact, right? And the moment price breaks it through the trend line, that's when you can see an early warning where you say, okay, wait, the structure is starting to shift here, right? And the trend line can almost alert you faster than price making a higher high or a higher low. So the trend line isn't just like a decoration to make it look cute. It kind of gives you an early warning as you see something peeking over. You're able to say, wait a minute, I should basically watch this carefully, right? And so once we identify, right? So we've been working through accumulation, what I look at when I look at the market. Then you understand higher highs, higher lows. You understand that. You understand the top chain, you understand the low chain, you understand all of that. Now that we understand that, let's say we're first coming into the market here, right? Let's just clear up our screen here a bit. Okay. All right. So now that we understand that, our trend line is going to be where I am essentially using exactly the trend line. So if you go over here and if you don't see this, there should be a little arrow button down here that you can push to bring it out, right? Once price is showing me, let's say we were watching the downtrend, I typically would like to draw, right, accordingly. And I like to do this because this kind of gives me a gauge, right? Gonna mark that trend, right, based upon what's happening. And so let's say you got in the market and price was like, let me just circle it. Let's say price was here and none of this had happened yet. So let's just act like none of this even came into the scene yet. None of that is there, right? Let's say you got into the market and you're like, okay, we have a trend happening here. I see prices making a lower high and it's making lower lows. All right. So you would then draw this trend. You're still going to follow the trend itself, but the drawing is just going to immediately show you when, hey, something's off, right? And as you can see, right, we just said let's act like these candles don't exist, but if they didn't exist, what happens right here? What do we see immediately? Price started to what? Peak over that line. It started to peak over that line there. And so the drawings just kind of give you that immediate signal as uh-oh, something is going to start shifting here. So that wherever or what side you're on, or if you're planning to get in, you have this alert on the trend line that says, actually, you don't want to do that because we just peaked over our trend line here and it's possible that price may be changing its route. So that's really what the trend line does for you. It doesn't really identify it to the fact, but it's able to help you have those alerts a lot sooner than you saying, well, price is not done yet. It still may make a higher high. Or in this case, price still may go and make this this higher low. But the moment you saw that break and you're able to see it also on your trend line, you're able to start pre-planning like, okay, we're actually going to change our direction here. And so the trend line is just simply something that I use just as an additional tool. And again, as you get stronger in this strategy, you won't have to do as much markup. I just personally love to overmark when I'm first getting into the market so that I can even have a better plan. Right. All right. Next up, I'm going to show you how to measure. So thanks for watching this video.